Alright, so today we're going to be doing a titration lab, and a titration is basically where we're going to analyze one sample with another sample. We're going to be doing that by doing a chemical reaction. The reaction that we're going to be doing today, we're going to be reacting sodium hydroxide with HCl, which is a strong acid, strong base reaction. These are going to neutralize one another and form water, and then we'll have sodium chloride as a byproduct. The first thing you're going to do is to rinse your burette. So here I'm going to pour in just a little bit, about a milliliter or two or three of the sodium hydroxide solution into my burette. Then what I'm going to do is just sort of move that solution around within the burette. So sort of rinsing it out, tilting it back and forth. Once my burette is rinsed sufficiently, I'll go ahead and fill it all the way up with sodium hydroxide. Here you'll notice that I've overfilled it. I've filled it above the 0 mark. If you've done that, no problem. Just drain some of your sodium hydroxide solution into a waste beaker. And when you're filling your burette, you don't need it to be right at 0 to start. Really anywhere close to 0 is fine, as long as it's below the 0 mark. So let's go ahead and read this burette here. The way that I would read this burette, it would be definitely below 0, but to me it looks like it's about 0.1. And then I want to estimate one more digit. So I'm reading the bottom of this meniscus. So this little curved thing is called the meniscus. So I want to read the bottom of it. So I would read this as 0.1 and then estimate. I'm just going to say 0.10. Next, I want to get about 15 milliliters of my hydrochloric acid samples. You don't need exactly 15 milliliters. Again, you just need to have about 15 milliliters, and then we're going to determine exactly how much we're dispensing. So here I would read this as 14.5 milliliters of HCl. I'm going to dispense that into an Erlenmeyer flask. I like this 125 milliliter size. And then I want to rinse the graduated cylinder with some deionized water. And we want to rinse that just to make sure that we get all of that HCl transferred into our Erlenmeyer flask. It doesn't really matter how much distilled water you use, because all we're really concerned about is the number of moles of HCl that's in the solution. If we add a little bit more water, it's not going to change the number of moles of HCl. I need 3 drops of indicator, so this is the phenolphthalein indicator. 3 or 4 drops right into your Erlenmeyer flask. So now I'm going to start the titration process, and basically what you're doing here is just adding sodium hydroxide slowly to your solution and observing what happens. So you'll notice that as I'm adding it, I'm seeing a little bit of pink color sticking around in my solution. That pink color is indicating that we've got a more basic solution, at that moment in time. And then as I stir it or swirl it around, that pink color will dissipate. What we're looking for is for that pink color to persist. When the pink color persists, that means that the reaction is done and that all of my HCl has been neutralized by the sodium hydroxide. The technique that I'm showing here is what we call splitting drops. And splitting drops is where you're just going to take the stopcock and basically just turn it 180 degrees really quickly. And in the process of just doing that quick turn, you're going to allow one small, tiny little drop, a split drop, to dispense from the burette into your titration mixture. This is called splitting drops, and you should definitely practice this. When you get near the end of your titration, you're going to want to split drops at the end in order to, finish your titration and be as accurate and precise as you can. Once our titration is complete, we'll want to read the level of sodium hydroxide in our burette one more time, and this will tell us how much we've dispensed into our Erlenmeyer flask. This is going to be very important for when we do our calculations. And then once we've done it once, then basically what we want to do is just repeat the process. So here you can see I'm quickly doing another titration, and at this point in time I see that it's basically done, but it's really, really close. So the pink color persisted for a little bit, but it's very, very faint. So I'm just going to split one more drop into here, and then the pink color will persist. For waste, your neutralized solutions, those can just go down the drain, because essentially it's just salt water at this point in time. And then if you have any leftover sodium hydroxide, just feel free to drain that out of your burette, and then you're going to rinse your burette with deionized water. That's it.